Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of Hogwarts Legacy and we've got a load of news including post-development inside of the game with an update starting to show. Seems like the dev team are really amping things up and working on something in the background. We're also going to talk about post-game and how it is that people are struggling right now and what our recommendations are to resolve this. So with that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's dive on in to the juicies. So the dev team do seem to be working on an update. As you can see on screen, the beta branch and the main development branch on the Steam database was updated just yesterday. This was a screenshot taken from Open World Games. Massive shout out to him, but they are seeming to be working on something. It's likely to be a new update, whether it's a patch or even a slighted new DLC. I know they said they're not working on DLCs right now, but that does not mean that there isn't going to be sort of like side packets and stuff like that we might be able to purchase as an additional. We're not sure what this could be. It could be a small pack or a side mission expansion, or it could just be the main parts that we've had as exclusives to PlayStation that are slowly starting to get put into the game, or they could be working on something in the background to launch at a later date. Issue is we don't know how the future will look for this game. With it not launching on other platforms for months to come, discussions on making this game next gen only are now starting to surface. They have become really heavily invested in the old generation, and that may be putting a large hold on the game's progression, and I feel like internally they may start thinking that this was a really bad idea. As we do know, the game is not going to be launching until April for the old gen consoles, and the Switch is going to be waiting until June, July time. That is a very long delay when it comes to a game that most people have already completed. With around 200,000 people still playing this on Steam daily at the moment, it is very difficult to kind of judge how that one's going to work. But once we're talking about the game being completed, the post-game talk is now very much necessary. I've completed the game quite significantly, and we are now looking at a stage where we are at about 100 hours in playtime, and the game is starting to get a little bit dull. Once the main story is done, the game does lose traction heavily, whether it's Merlin trials, treasure vaults, bandit camps. It just seems so boringly repetitive and dull, and this is obviously down to each person's individual opinion, but the post-game does seem to be becoming dead in the water once you've got through all of those side quests and the side stories, the subplots, and the main storyline itself. Now, there are a few ways to work around this, and I do feel like we are obviously going to have to sort of get a little bit experimental, and for those of you guys who aren't on PC, you're really going to struggle with this one. PC users right now are filling their time up and gaining the extra hours via mods and stuff like that, which are very, very heavily input into this game right now, as they seem to have found a really easy way of being able to input mods in there, such as lightsabers and costume changes. God damn it, at one stage I even saw Dobby riding Thomas the Tank Engine. It just doesn't seem to end. But I do think that people are slowly coming to the realization that this game is very much a one and done. We obviously knew that based on the fact that it is not multiplayer, therefore endgame cycle is going to be extremely flushed out. So therefore what we're seeing is right now is once you finish your storyline, you've now got nothing to do whatsoever. And we're back at a point where gaming becomes very influentially boring on a basis of no games being available. What we need is a game to really just hone through the bucket and just show us that we can play the main storyline, and after completing that, the rinse and repeat end cycle of the end game loop is there for the taking. Unfortunately, Hogwarts Legacy does not give you very much an end game or post-completion loop where you can genuinely enjoy it. Once you've finished the main storyline, the likelihood is if you've made the right decisions, you've unlocked all of the spells and curses, and then you've moved on from there. After you've got all of those, it's pretty much a completion of being able to utilize your customization skills. Now, if you're not one of those people that enjoy dressing up your character or really enjoy customization inside of the vivarium or even your room of requirement, then you are pretty lackluster on what it is you're going to be able to do inside of this game. The post-game input for this is practically just your room of requirement, pushing that up and getting all the things you can get to make that look really cool. Then moving on to your vivariums and giving your animals and beasts a space to live, and obviously throughout the due course of that, getting as many costume fits as you can. But that, guys, is pretty much the be-all and end-all of this game. Now, what I do recommend is maybe trying new characters, and inside of those new characters, trying a new house. Some of the missions do feel extremely fresh when you're inside of a different house, mainly because there are a few alterations inside of each house that enable you to be able to visit new places and do different things. Now, this does not change the game completely, although it does give it a bit of a fresh feel when you try and play it through in a different aspect. It changes the game a bit, but people are right when they talk about the game becoming dead fast after finishing all the stories that the game has to offer. It really does kind of end there. For me right now, we're going to be focusing on a whole different character altogether. We've got a Dark Hufflepuff that we had started in the live streams. If you guys want me to continue that, then let me know in the comment section below. We started off the first live stream and it went quite well, and we enjoyed the process of it, although it's starting to feel like the game is dwindling in popularity at that stage. So we're yet to see whether we're going to continue that series on or not, as it does take around 40 to 60 hours to hit that full completion of it. So that's a lot of streaming, to say the least. Let me know in the comments. But that's all we've got time for today. What I want you guys to do is hit me in the comment section with some interesting Hogwarts Legacy facts or some funny Hogwarts Legacy stories, and we're going to be reviewing those at the end of the next video here on Hogwarts Legacy. It'd be really fun to see how you guys are enjoying it and the things that you find interesting. Anywho, thank you so much again for watching. If you haven't already, slap that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Appreciate your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.